Maica reporting for Kids First, and I'm here with my awesome teammate, Giana.
Hi.
And we have the honor to speak with some of the cast and the director of the new animated movie, Arlo the Alligator Boy. Today, we are joined by Michael J Woodard, who plays Arlo, Mary Lambert, who plays Birdie, and last but not least, Ryan Crego, the director.
Mr. Woodard was a fan-favorite American Idol contestant. Miss Lambert is a Grammy-nominated musician, and Mr. Crego has been credited for various roles on projects including Puss in Boots, Fu Panda, and Shrek Forever After. Thank you guys for talking with us today.
Of course.
Absolutely.
For starters, Mr. Crego, how do you think the audience will connect to Arlo the Alligator Boy?
Well, if we did our jobs right, and I hope we did, they will feel good. I think there's a lot of really, really positive messages in this movie. There's really fun characters, and the music is super exciting and special to me. And I think I think it's a powerful movie. I think it's really, really sweet and funny, and at the end of the day, joyful. So I'm hoping that the audience will get that they'll feel that when they watch it.
Well, I definitely felt that when I watched it.
Good.
Mr. Woodard, as the voice behind the main character, Arlo, did you feel any pressure or heavy responsibility when portraying your character?
I will say that I didn't feel any pressure, but I did feel responsibility heavily to be able to capture a lot of the emotion and capture who Arlo was as a person, because I knew that people like you guys and millions of others one day will be witnessing this movie, and I wanted to make sure that Arlo was represented in the most genuine and authentic light as possible. And I think that resulted into me just being me when playing the part. So yeah, I think that I handled the responsibility pretty well and gave a pretty good performance, but it was pretty easy, to say the least.
I do agree with that. I think you did a great job.
Oh, thank you, Micah. Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you, Ryan.
Miss Lambert, how do you think Birdie's unfortunate past contributes to her relationship with Darla?
Oh, such a good question. I think Birdie has her walls up when she first meets Arlo, and even though she protects him and she feels like kind of big sister, she is not ready to be vulnerable yet. And Arlo disarms her in a way and shows her that to be your most unique, authentic self is beautiful, and being vulnerable is courageous. And there's that scene at the beach where they're singing together, and you really get to see Birdie's whole heart. And I think it's the first time she feels a sense of home and friendship. And you get this sense that Birdie's never really had friends before. And I just love that you get to see this whole arc with her opening up and finding all of these friends and the sense of belonging that I think resonates with a lot of people. And I know when I was growing up, I didn't really feel like I belonged. I felt like a weirdo. And so to be able to play Birdie has been really healing for me.
Well, Birdie felt like it. I felt like Birdie felt like an outsider, but with Arlo, she actually felt like she belonged.
100%.
Mr. Crego, you were credited for vocals on some of the songs. What was it like directing the movie and contributing to the soundtrack?
Well, I feel lucky that I got to do that. I grew up playing music and playing in bands and writing songs, and so I was just, happy that some of my vocals stuck around. When you're singing around these two, you don't always, there's definitely, you go, oh, that's what a real good singer sounds like. But the first song in the movie is actually me. And we didn't know whether, initially I kind of wrote that song as like a narrator opening a book and telling a story. And we didn't know, we tried different versions of people singing it. And and it always kind of came back to that. What's in the movie was just the original demo. Like the day that I wrote the words for that, I wrote those words on the microphone rather than writing them down. And so that's the original vocal, and it stuck around. And I think in some ways it works because I guess I wrote the story, so it's kind of like me opening the book for the audience. So that's kind of a cool fun fact.
Oh, wow, that's really cool that you got it on the first try and it just stuck around like that. I think that's a great thing.
Alex, our composer and my songwriting partner, insisted after a while because he said there was something, because I wanted to go back and redo it. And I thought my vocal was a little shaky and a little, I could have done better. But I think sometimes there's something, when something's not perfect, it's even better, they can be better than if you try to like just get it exactly right, pitch perfect. That, the flaws, I think in everything can be beautiful. So there it is.
Yeah.
Mr. Woodard, what do you enjoy most about working on this movie?
Oh my gosh, the fact that I'm being myself, and then the fact that I get to tell a story like this, and really the fact that I just get to act. I've really fallen in love with it, and I've fallen in love with the entire process. The movie is going to bring joy to so many people, but just going in to read the lines gives me so much joy, And I think all in all, like the more sophisticated, thing that I enjoy is the message that's being told, the message that's being given in the story that I get to tell by doing it. But I think all in all, the part that really resonates with me in doing this is just being able to be Arlo and act, I find that there's so much impact in those words that I'm reading off the page, and to be able to just do that to the best of my ability each day and give dramatics and all of that is just such an honor and so amazing and so much fun to me. So I definitely enjoy that part the most.
The fact that this movie brings joy to you and you can do something you love and it's cool that you can
Absolutely. You put it into perspective. Yes, you did. Yes.
Miss Lambert, you're both a singer and a composer as well. Do you have a favorite song in this movie and why?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's so many. I had to say, what's the name of the song?
Follow Me Home?
Yeah, Follow Me Home.
It's been a long day.
Follow Me Home.
One in the water. Follow Me Home. I think it's I feel like working with Michael, I feel like my voice has gotten better, and I feel like Michael just has brought so much energy and life into. I'm gonna start crying, Michael. I just love you so much, and I've been able to grow so much as an artist, and my voice is doing things I didn't know I was capable of doing. And being able to sing Follow Me Home, we recorded that in person in LA, and so much of it we were playing off each other. So Michael would record his part, and then I'd be singing along with him, and then I would try my part, and we just kind of go back and forth. And I feel like you really feel that energy of a closeness of that duet. And I think our dynamic is just so effortless in the movie, but it was we just were instantly friends the minute we met. And so it just, life is imitating art. So I think singing that song, I really like that because it's honestly my first singing duet I've ever done.
It was really authentic and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Mr. Crego, you have such a wonderful cast for this film. How do you help voice actors get into character for an animated film like this?
You have to make them feel comfortable. And I think that all of the actors in this movie were people who came in with a really great positive energy and enthusiasm for the movie and for the message and for their characters and understood their characters. So for me, it's less about telling them exactly what to do and more about making them comfortable and then kind of just getting them into the story, like so they know where their head's at when they're performing. What did Arlo just do? Because oftentimes, with Michael and Mary, we were able to record together, and I would have done that more, but obviously the last year we've all been not able to go into rooms and do that. So it's been a little more difficult, but if we could, we would do a lot of these things together, and we would, play off each other. But a lot of it is just kind of setting them up and giving them, this is where we're at. This is what's happening. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's about making them comfortable, letting them make choices, and knowing that it's okay if you don't get it right. It's okay if you, especially with animation and on the microphone. And I remember Michael early on when he first came into, he's grown so much as a voice actor. Already he was a fantastic vocalist. And I think when you're singing, there is kind of a right and wrong, right? To some degree, there's notes.
Absolutely.
And so you can't, you can try, if you try to hit a note and you don't get it, okay, I know I need to go back. But when you're just doing a dialogue performance, a lot of times the thing that felt wrong, you go back and listen to it and you go, actually, that was really cool. Wasn't what I wanted to do, but it really works for the moment. So, so allowing people to kind of, be free and go, hey, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong, because we'll do another take and then we'll do another one. And so that's how I try to, and just have fun. We're lucky. We get to make animated movies for a living. We get to make music for a living. So we have to enjoy that.
Well, I think you did a good job making them feel comfortable, because they did an awesome job portraying their characters.
Thank you so much.
Miss Lambert, how do you relate to your character, Birdie?
Oh my gosh. I think, I grew up, I was a big girl. I've always been a big girl, and I didn't ever see anybody that looked like me in anything I watched or saw. And I remember I always loved singing and acting. And I remember telling, a family member that I wanted to be on stages and I wanted to sing and do all this stuff. And I was told that I would need to lose weight if I ever wanted to make something of myself. And I am always going to be unapologetically myself. And I think what's beautiful about Birdie and the script is that there weren't any fat jokes about her. And I don't know how much media is out there that, big girls or big people are the butt of the joke. And it's like their bodies are supposed to be funny when everybody looks different. Everybody has different bodies. And to be able to see, obviously I'm not 13 feet tall and I can't lift a train yet, but I feel like the way that Birdie felt like she was an outsider, I didn't feel like I belonged for a really long time. I'm also, I'm also gay, and I didn't feel like I could ever really be myself growing up either. And so to see Birdie find a community and a home, and for her to open up, it feels like my story. It feels like what I've experienced, and to experience it with this cast too has just been really incredible.
Yeah, wow, that's very, you seem very emotionally attached to your character, and I think that really brought the character to life, and you did a great job with that.
Thank you.
People will be able to relate to it, I think, a lot.
Thank you.
Mr. Woodard, in what ways do you relate to your character, Arlo?
Oh my gosh, in so many ways. The fact that he's like undeniably positive about any and everything, that's one. The fact that he's on this journey of self-discovery is something that I've related to in the past, definitely, given he's a teenager. So around the time when I was his age, I was on that same journey too, when I was in high school and trying to discover who I was and the man that I was growing to become. And even throughout college, I was still on that journey. And I think the physical journey in my life definitely coincided when he left some place that he was familiar with. I went through that from moving from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. So there's so many levels in different ways that I relate to this character. And the fact that he's just as joyful as I am as well, and he's just different and quirky and weird. And I relate to that wholeheartedly, and it's almost like he can't hide it. he can't really hide those things about him. You know, even if he tries, it just explodes in some type of way. It's like holding something down that you just can't hold down anymore. So even in that way. And I was glad that my voice kind of made sense for him as well too. So that helped out a lot too. Yeah.
Now that you say that you're like the ways you're similar to him, I can actually see it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's hard to hide. It's hard to hide.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Those are
Really
such good
great.
questions.
Thank you. Great to meet you guys.
You too.
You too. Take care.
You too. Thank you, Miss Lambert, Mr. Woodard, and Mr. Crego for talking with us today. Arlo the Alligator Boy releases on Netflix on April 16th, 2021. Be sure to check it out. I'm Maica reporting for Kids First.
And I'm Giana. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next interview and review or one of those of our awesome team members. Bye!
Birdie, it's the best friend rock.
That's a seashell. See?
Oh my word, now we can have matching best friend rocks.
I love it.